Um, it's a pleasure for me to address you just after I have concluded the presentation of my letters of credence to the President of the Republic of Rwanda, President Kagame. And I'm quite happy that we have got to this moment. South Africa has not had an ambassador for quite some time, since my predecessor left. And of course, there were various reasons for that. But I'm very pleased that today I have presented my credentials to the President of the country, and I have expressed those positive sentiments to the President of the country. It's only been just over 2 weeks since I arrived in Kigali, and for me to already be at this point where I'm able to present to the President my letters of accreditation, it's something that I think must be a positive signal about the direction that the two countries take in terms of the developing and continuing to strengthen the relationship between South Africa and Rwanda. We've had good discussions with the President, and those discussions point really to the need for us to continue to work, towards strengthening the relationship between the two countries. And I also gave that commitment to the President that this is what I'm going to be working for the continued building and strengthening of the relationship between South Africa and Rwanda.
Excellent. So, as you mentioned, there is quite sometimes without an involvement of South Africa here in Rwanda, and there have been some issues between both countries. How are you committed to normalize bilateral relations between the two countries?
Yes, thank you very much for that question. And this is a matter that we've spoken about with the President. We both recognized that there have been some issues, but we've also both expressed the sentiment that must not stop us from doing the things that we need to do. That must not stop us from working towards normalizing the relationship between South Africa and Rwanda. And those issues, if we have to find a specific mechanism to continue dealing with them, but the important thing is that we've got to continue to be able to do other things. And this is based on the fact that the two countries have established a solid foundation for the relationship between the two countries. I did express to the President that our two countries achieved their important goals of freedom and democracy and liberation at the same time. I expressed the sentiment that At the time we were attaining our democracy and our freedom. Rwanda was going through a very traumatic experience, but following that, the two countries laid a very strong foundation, and we did many things together. And I reflected on the fact that even with those issues that have been there between the two countries, we continue to witness that there are a lot of South Africans that live and work in Rwanda freely and are happy to live in this country, and that there are businesses from South Africa that continue to operate in Rwanda, and this must be something that says to us that this is a relationship that works both ways, because we also know that the important things that Rwanda has benefited from its relationship with South Africa. So we are not talking here about a one-way relationship. We are talking about a two-way relationship, a mutually beneficial, mutually necessary relationship. And it is my commitment, to work towards ensuring that we can maintain that positive path that gets us doing the things that are beneficial to both countries.
His Excellency, there have been concerns over difficulties involved in getting visa to travel to South Africa. So, what are your efforts in getting this issue solved?
Yes, this is the work that we have to do. I think if my presence in Rwanda is to have meaning, I think it has to be because we are able to work through those issues in a manner that moves us forward. And that is the commitment that I gave to the President. And it is based on what my own President would like to see. And so, as much as I cannot tell you today that tomorrow visa services will be available, but this is the commitment that I'm making, that this is the work that we have to do, and I hope that we'll be able to achieve that in the course of time.